Lawrence District High School. Coach.
You talk a lot more when y'all win.
I know, man. I just stopped that. I said, there, I just stopped that. Well, hey, Coach Larry, the funny part is I told some of our coaches, as soon as we win a few games in a row, I'm going to let them pull it, and I won't even
Well, I'm going to do the opposite. 2 weeks ago, we played Hannah, and got a good win there, and you know, got a chance to go over there and play there. It's been a long time since I've been over there, since probably the early 2000s, mid-2000s. So I brought several of our players with us, and I did it a little bit different this week, and I'll tell you why here in just a minute. This past week, we played Hillcrest, and you know, I mean, they just beat our brains in. I mean, they embarrassed us. We turned it over 4 or 5 times, and just didn't play very well. And you know, that's the end of it. Anything else would be an excuse. So, but I brought these young men. If y'all just stand up one at a time. Jalen Walker. Jalen's he's our starting nose guard. He's a 10th grader. Got great grades. High character, about as good as it gets. Very, very quality, just human being, and we're very fortunate to have him as part of our team. You stay standing up. Graydon Hamby. Graydon does a lot of different things for us. I mean, he's started a game at quarterback. We've had him practice punting. He's our holder. This week we moved him to some linebacker because we don't have but 3 or 4 of those. He's played some slot. He's got one of the coolest things I heard all year when we were playing Spring Valley. You mind if I tell this? Okay. The first 2 series I had told him I was going to play Grayson Bell's 3rd series, and we'd just go from there. And 3rd series we come in and we started moving the football a little bit better, and you just don't see this a lot in today's world, and this, I will forever remember you for this. At halftime, I kind of felt bad about it because Grayson played the rest of the half, and I walked to him and I said, "Look, son, it wasn't anything you had done." He said, "Coach, don't you apologize for me. You do what you got to do for us to win." And I was like, man, that's pretty darn cool. And again, you don't see that type of attitude much anymore, where you got a kid that cares more about the team than he does himself. And he's certainly that guy. And we're working our rear ends because he's very talented, to try and find him a home to where, you know, he's just a junior, in hopes that, you know, we can reward him for his humility, because he can play. It's just trying to find somewhere where he can thrive in a role. Also brought Matthew Rhodes. Matthew is our snapper. Just a quick short story about that. Our starting snapper quit a week before our first game, or 2 weeks before our first game. And you know, Matthew came out for football this year. I think he played in the past, but you didn't play last year, did you? And we were very fortunate that he decided he wanted to be part of the Raider football program again, because honestly, and this is nothing against any of the other kids, but you know, we don't have anybody that could snap it in the ocean from a boat, and except for him. And so, and he has been incredible. Everything's been perfect, and you know, but without him, we probably would have lost 2, maybe 3 games because of punt situations, extra points, you name it. And we certainly appreciate it. And sometimes, you know, I know Coach Frake said something to you the other day, and I've tried to, but you know, a lot of times, a lot of you guys can get easily overlooked with the, you know, with the media hype that surrounds everybody else. But we certainly appreciate what you've done, buddy. And then lastly, we got Thomas Blackwell. Thomas is one of our running backs, and very similar to what I just described amongst the other 3 young men that are standing in front of you. Extremely high character. Love having him in the locker room. Thomas is a talented kid. He's just got a couple people in front of him that are a little bit, you know, I'm not going to say more talented agility-wise and stuff, but a little faster. But he's always handled that with class. He's actually come in the office and said, "Coach, just tell me the truth." We had a great conversation for 30 minutes. And, you know, again, rarely do you see that. People would rather just throw stones instead of just talking and handling it like men. And certainly, Thomas, I'll never forget that either about your brother, and I appreciate it very much. But, you know, the reason I brought these 4 guys, now Jalen is one of our main guys on defense, is because this is what it's all about. You know, I don't know the percentages. I've seen it 1,000 times. You know, 1% or 3% of high school athletes get a chance to play college, and on and on and on and on and on. In fact, somebody put that thing in my box this past week, that spreadsheet that the NCAA does. And but these guys play high school football because they love having an opportunity to play with the boys they grew up with, the boys that they love, and the community that they represent. And again, that's what high school athletics is supposed to be about. Appreciate it, guys. I do want to take an opportunity. I've heard Coach Ayers speak before at a church retreat at Clarksville. It's been several years ago. I've had a couple players over the years. Tommy Chandler, who played for us at Greenwood, played for Coach, and you know, I'm excited. And I told the guys the same thing about having the opportunity to be here to listen to what he says. And I mean, because I get fired up a lot of times when I've heard him speak before. And we appreciate everything y'all do. And thank you so much for those of y'all that again continue to reach out and you know, just embrace us and put your arm around us and, you know, help us in all the ways that you're doing. And we thank you so much.
Great, thank you guys for having me here. I always enjoy coming up here and celebrating football. I want to thank founders and all of our sponsors that make this stuff possible for us. We've come off last 2 weeks, I guess the last time I was here with you, we were preparing to play Coastal Carolina at home. They came in ranked number 3 in the country, an outstanding football team. We kind of, you know, went toe-to-toe with them for a good part of the game. We got it to a 1-score game there in the 4th quarter, and couldn't get a stop on defense, and couldn't mount a drive, and they kind of got out on us a little bit, ended up beating us by 10 points or so down there. And but you know, credit to them, they're an outstanding football team. They're 7-0, and they've got a big game this week, but you know, kind of let that one get away from us. But you know, I was really proud of the way that our kids competed and played. They played the game the right way. It was just, you know, they kind of started leaning on us a little bit there in the 4th quarter, and we couldn't get ourselves off the field. And they got a great back in D'Angelo Henderson from Somerville, and just an outstanding player. Come back home, or excuse me, go on the road and play Charleston Southern this past week. Charleston Southern was ranked number 22 in the country. They had lost at Vanderbilt 21-20, and probably should have won that game to an SEC team. We're scared to death going into the game. They've got a dynamic offense. They came in averaging about 36 points a game. They had over 400 yards of offense against Vanderbilt. Their homecoming, windy day, uphill, the whole thing down there. And I've got a couple of our linebackers here I'm going to introduce to you real quick. But our kids, you know, I talked to you guys before the season started how much I really liked this football team, how much football character I thought that they had. And every time that bell is rung, they've answered it. You know, they come up off the canvas, out of the corner, when they take that chair away, and they come out swinging. And they did that on Saturday, time and time and time again. The kicking game wasn't as good as what it had been the last few weeks. Our punt game wasn't very good. We weren't able to flip the field on them. Missed 2 chip shot field goals. If I could fire the special teams coach, I would, but it's me. So, and we kept putting our defense in really, really bad situations. And the 2 gentlemen that I've got here with me, the guy on the left here, stand up there, Isaiah Lynn. He's from Great Falls, South Carolina. Isaiah was the salutatorian. Hope I said that right, Greg. But he was the salutatorian of his high school class. He's a 5th-year senior. His brother Josh actually played football at Furman. Was a defensive end up there. So he's got bragging rights since we beat them earlier in the year in the family. But Isaiah's been a team leader with me for a long time. You know, 5 years ago, I sold a vision and a dream to him about coming over here and helping me build this football program at PC, and he bought in, and he's a part of the heart and soul of that team that's got that football character that I was talking about. All right, Isaiah, you can sit down. All right, and then this is Donnell Williams, the other linebacker. Isaiah's number 16, Donnell's number 32. Donnell was the freshman of the year in the league, was hurt like last year. and has been a team leader for us. Had 9 or 10 tackles down there against Charleston Southern. A big part of that goal line stand down there, and he's playing about on one leg right now. He's got a banged up knee, and we try to get him healthy on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and we kind of put some bobby pins on him and some rubber bands and stick him back out there, and he just keeps coming. But these two guys have been a big part. They're our 2 linebackers, and I wanted to bring them since we had such a good defensive performance this past weekend down there. But again, like I said, I really liked our football team. They seemed to show up. That defense really made some great plays, had a couple goal line stands down there, and ended up winning a tough, hard-fought game against a top 25 opponent on the road. And so we're 4-3, 1-1 in the league right now. We've got 4 games left. We've got a team tomorrow in Monmouth out of New Jersey, which is a new member of our conference. This is their first ever conference game. There's a little bit of unfamiliarity with them. Coach Callahan, their head coach, and I serve on an FCS executive committee board, so I've known him for the last couple of years. Outstanding football coach. He's been the only head coach in their history. Started the program in 1993, and but they're 5-1. They're averaging 39 points a game, 470 yards of offense. They're tough on defense. They're be a really tough opponent for us. So we've got to get ourselves ready to play, and hopefully we'll have a great crowd. It's homecoming at PC, so a lot of our former players will be back, and hopefully it'll be a great atmosphere. It's supposed to have great weather. Hopefully it'll be a little bit warmer for those Yankees when they come down here, you know, because they can use that 50-degree weather up there. But, so it's supposed to be 75 degrees, so y'all keep hoping that temperature goes up a little bit for us. But Coach Anthony being here today, Coach Anthony, appreciate him being here with us. You know, we're so lucky to have Coach Ayers be able to come down and visit with us. Coach Ayers, you know, has been at Wofford a long time. There's a coaching thing we have in the summer that Coach DeBerry has. It's his foundation, and they raise money for his foundation. We get a chance, all the college coaches in the state get together, and I always see him and his wife Julie, and you know, we've been competitors for so long that I found myself in my professional life having him being like a mentor for me, because he's gone through making the transition from Division II, Division I at Wofford, just like we're doing and are just getting out of. So he's been a great resource for me. And my wife, Dee, loves Julie. Julie, every time they see each other in the summer, Dee will ask her, said, "Are you sure this is going to get better?" Julie pats her on the back and said, "Yeah, honey, it's going to be better." So I can't thank Coach Ayers and his wife for how they've been to Dee and I and going through this. And he's just a quality person. And you don't win 200 football games in this game without having something about you. So we're lucky to have Coach Ayers here with us today, and we look forward to hearing him speak. But anyway, so we got another great opportunity tomorrow. Love coming over here and being with you guys. Love all the high school teams here in the county. Wish you guys luck tonight. I'm your biggest fan. Listen to you guys on the radio all the time, and check your scores on Saturday mornings. I do. But appreciate the Touchdown Club. Appreciate all everybody does for us, and y'all come support the Blue Hose. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you, Coach Nichols. And I can promise you, that is very, very good, high-quality football being played on Saturday.